Okay, let me make this big. Okay. So, welcome everyone once again to Mental Health Mondays. Today we will be taking a look at what's your love language. So this is Lucien and Natalie. I'm Lucien. I am a mental health and wellness peer mentor. I've been for about 2 years. And Natalie, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
And I'm Natalie, and I am an intern for CAPS as a peer educator this semester. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so real briefly, let's talk about what is a love language. I'm sure so many people have heard the term, but just to be brief, love language is how we receive and give love to others. It's a way of expressing our love to someone we care about, and this can be in any type of relationship. Oh, did we have someone join just now? Oh, awesome. Hello. So we actually just started. You made it. So I'm Lucien and this is Natalie. We're mental health wellness peer educators. Today we're talking about love languages. So this first slide here, and we're talking about what a love language is. So let me start again, because I just noticed that you popped in. So love languages is a way of expressing our love to someone we care about, and this can be romantic, platonic, familial, any kind of relationship, without actually saying the words, I love you. Of course, this is always a good way to express love, but love languages get into the nuances of how we care for one another. It's the small things we do to show that we listen, learn, and constantly strive to prove that we love our friends, partners, and family. And our receiving love language and giving love languages can be different, and they can differ from relationship to relationship and over time. But generally, the main love language is the one we use the most, which makes sense. So we'll take a look at the 5 main love languages. So if Natalie, you want to go ahead, take it from here.
So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and gift giving, which can be physical or symbolic. So starting with words of affirmation, actions do not always speak louder than words in this case, if this is your love language. So unsolicited compliments and hearing how much you're loved means the world to you. Meanwhile, insults can leave you feeling shattered and are quite difficult to forget. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are always life-giving. So for example, some may feel most loved when receiving compliments on their appearance, such as being told that you look beautiful today, being told that they are appreciated, being told I'm proud of you, receiving messages and how much they're missed, etc.
Yeah, definitely. And this is actually that one where actually saying I love you can be, I know most of these, it's like saying I love you in different ways, but this one actually saying I love you can be really important.
For sure.
So quality time is having someone's full undivided attention with your partner, your friend, your loved one. Being there for you and making an effort to spend time with you is critical if your love language is quality time. And because of this, things like distractions, postponed dates, or failure to listen can be really, really hurtful. Quality time also means sharing quality conversations and quality activities. And some examples of this are movie dates, dinner dates, exercising together, doing a favorite hobby together, frequent phone calls, relaxing together. So something that this is actually a pretty good love language for those who are long distance relationships, because you still get to spend time together. So we'll touch on physical touch later. So it's harder for people in long distance relationships with the physical touch love language to have a stable relationship. But quality time is something that can be used in all kinds of different relationships. But real quick, we'll talk about acts of service as well, which is the next one, which means that you enjoy having your loved one do things for you, or that you love to do things for your loved one. It just means, whether asked or unspoken, doing things for your loved one is an important facet. This can mean picking things up for them, going with them to appointments or during errands, helping them clean, or doing small things for your partner that you know is difficult for them. This type of love language is actually very common in couples that have been married for a while, which means A, love languages can shift over time, and B, if you're together for a while, you kind of just have the benefit of time and familiarity. Like, you know what your partner likes and doesn't like, so you can kind of do those things for them as they come. And this could mean that failing to perform these acts of service can be really hurtful, like missing important appointments, errands, events, or not doing those small things that your partner appreciates can hurt your relationships. And like I said, some examples are preparing breakfast, picking up the mail, doing the laundry, helping pay the bills, make appointments, pick up their favorite snack on the way home from work. All of these are part of acts of service.
All right, so the next one is physical touch. So physical touch is just that. You express your love and receive love through mainly physical touch. So being intimate physically with a partner, if your love language is touch, is essential to keeping a relationship healthy and prosperous. If you or your loved one relies on physical touch to express love, then the absence of that is especially damaging. Long distance relationships seldom work between people whose love language is touch. Being apart from one another can bring great strain for people who love physical touch in their long distance. So examples of physical touch include kissing, sexual intimacy, massaging, hugging, holding hands, cuddling, just sitting next to one another, playing with one's hair, dancing together, and just simply being close to one another.
Yeah, definitely.
And the last one is gift giving. So gift giving involves either buying, making, or finding things that your loved one likes or wants, then giving that thing to them as a way to show your love. This means expressing your love through material items. Some may have the instinct to call that selfish, but it is not. Giving things to your partner is a perfectly valid way to show affection. And we all like receiving gifts. I don't know a single person who doesn't. So gifts like this don't have to be, they don't have to be bought. They can be small things, a snack, a handmade item, even a fun looking rock you saw on the way home from work. It's just a physical marker you give to your significant other to show them that you are thinking of them and that you care. So it's good to just remember that you really don't have to go out of your way to spend a lot of money on your partner. It's really the thought that counts and the meaning behind the item. So
yeah, so it's just like kind of things just like reminding you that like, oh, I thought of you. Like those kinds of things can be really, like, I like that kind of stuff. So
yeah, me too.
But moving on, real quick, the importance of knowing your and others' love languages. So we'll talk about knowing your own love language can help you find a partner that can fulfill your needs and wants in a relationship. It can help you find what you're looking for in a partner and help you more clearly express your expectations and boundaries honestly with your partner. And kind of on the other side of that, it's kind of similar. Knowing your partner's love language can help minimize communication issues, which is always like a huge issue in a lot of relationships because you don't know what they want, you don't know what you want, so you argue. But if you know what your loved one expects from you, you can better provide for them and keep your relationship healthy. You can also know the things that may upset them and avoid those things so as to not mess with the relationship. And real quick, see some small tips on how to find out your own love language is pay attention to your reactions to things. What makes you upset? What makes you uncomfortable? So if you don't like it when your partner hugs you randomly, but you do like it when they cook you breakfast, you could find out that your love language is less physical touch and more like acts of service. You could also pay attention to what your partner does that makes you happy. You can listen to yourself and your reactions. So if you realize that you're being uncomfortable being touched, you don't just dismiss that as you being crazy or cranky that day. Like maybe it's a pattern. Maybe it's an indicator of something that you want or don't want in a partner. And another important thing is listen to your partner's reactions to your actions. So what did they like? What did they feel uncomfortable with? And then kind of to sum that up is evaluate yourself. Like ask your partner what they see in you and how you react to their affection. Like sometimes it's hard to do that introspective work. So if you ask your partner, you're like, do you notice anything that I do that like makes you think that I'm uncomfortable with this or that, you can kind of get perspective that you otherwise wouldn't have had if you're just trying to sit down and think about it.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, if you really don't know your partner's love language and like they don't know yours, but it's hindering their relationship, it's good to just ask, you know, either like ask them what they're like first tell them what yours is and then ask them what theirs is. And like that way there's like no like miscommunication, because I feel like people think it's weird to ask each other's love language, but it's actually, I feel like it's because it's like it's kind of like nuanced, but it's really important in relationships, in my opinion. So
Yeah, it really is. Because also it's like, you don't have to have the same one. Like, they're compatible. They're none of them are mutually exclusive. Like we said, they shift over time
yeah,
depending on like who you're with and what you're doing. And you can even kind of just like make it a fun thing. Like, there are a million quizzes out there that help you find out what your love language is.
yep,
Because I know like a couple years ago it was kind of trending, like, oh, let's find out my love language. So
mhm,
you could even just like take a day and talk about that with your partner or your family or your friends and talk about stuff like that. So yeah, definitely
mhm.
well said there.
All right, and just to sum things up, love languages are ways in which we give and receive love. There are 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and gift giving. It is critical to know your main love language, but you are entitled to have more than one.
Definitely.
Yep. And then finally, knowing yours and others' love languages is helpful to ensure healthy, happy relationships with loved ones. And that includes family and friends, in my opinion. I think it's always good to let your family and friends know your love language as well, so that you can have better relationships with them.
Yeah, 100%.
And that is the end of our presentation.
Yes.
Thank you for the person that came, and
Yes.
thanks everybody for watching. Who's going to
We know it
watch?
was a little shorter this week, but
Yeah,
um
but we hope you
sometimes it's,
enjoyed it.
yeah. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. No, I was just gonna say, just like glad everybody enjoyed it. I mean, if you did, glad that you're watching. And also, I just want to mention, it says there that CAPS counseling is free and confidential for all students. I know that there's a misconception that you have to pay for counseling at U of M, but you do not if you're an enrolled student. So if you are someone you know wants to make an appointment with CAPS, email UM-Dearborn caps@umich.edu to set up a consultation.
Yeah, and I see in the chat she was here the whole time. We did. I hope I think I said something, I might not have, but we definitely noticed you. So don't.
Yeah.
We promised and said y'all did great. Thanks for the presentation. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much.
We really appreciate it. These mental health Mondays have kind of been my favorite thing to do for CAPS, because we know like it can be hard to go to therapy groups and stuff, but this sort of thing is kind of easier. You can just hop on and hop off. So
For sure.
we
And
appreciate
they're
you guys
posted to
coming.
YouTube. So.
What?
And they're posted to YouTube. So
Yeah,
that's
so you can literally just watch them whenever. Did you guys have any like questions or comments about anything? It's okay if you didn't, but I don't want you to feel like we're kicking you out. So it's okay if not. I just wanted to give the opportunity. What are you guys' love languages?
I actually took a quiz the other day just to do it, because I never had before. And apparently mine is quality time. So that's good to know.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Mine is I kind of have like words of affirmation and also like gift giving. It's kind of like a combination.
Oh,
That's
nice.
yours too. That's awesome. See, it's kind of just interesting to find that out too.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool.
Yeah. So I kind of have like a combination, because I'm always the person texting my friends and being like, hey, you're not mad at me, right? And they're like, I haven't even talked to you today. Why would I be mad at you?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend
So
like that too. It's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fun to hear. That's all our love languages. And I take the quiz every now and then just to see what's the best way you have found out your partner's love language. Well, I don't have a partner, but I do have like a really close friend, same Lord, yeah. But I do have a really close friend, and her language is, I believe it's quality time. And that's just something we found out by just kind of talking. Like sometimes it just comes up organically, and she's really into that kind of stuff too. So, what about you, Natalie?
Well, I don't have a partner right now, but when I did, I know that their love language, well, I never asked them, but I could just tell by like how they receive things. It seemed like their top love languages were physical touch and
Mm,
quality time. And I could just
okay.
tell by just like the way that they were around me and like what they would kind of request of me. So really it's just like kind of going back to that slide, how like it discussed like paying attention to what your partner likes and doesn't like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you can just observe it. Like sometimes it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like if they're always like, "Hey, can you give me a snack on the way home?" Like every time they're like, "Oh, so you're probably like acts of service, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But that is the end of the Mental Health Monday. We know it does, they rarely go all the way to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys stopping by. And if you would like to see any of this stuff again, Mental Health Mondays will be here. I believe there's one more next week, or is there not? I'm not
Actually I don't
super sure.
know. No, I
No,
think
okay.
there is. Yeah. I think
But
there
we
is.
will be back next semester, and all of the previous Mental Health Mondays and future will be on the UM-Dearborn YouTube page.
Yep.
So let me stop sharing real quick, and we will be hopping off. But once again, we appreciate you guys for coming. So let me stop that recording.